Wonderful people. Bringing a laugh. Something tasty. Or maybe just giving a hug. That's what defines a New Perspective community. Warm, caring. You feel it when you walk in. But we're getting ahead of our story. This all started years ago with Todd and Sherry Novaczyks and a woman named Betty.
She's got all the grapevines growing on the fence back there. Do you see that? I would say between Sherry and I, we're over here 3-4 times a week. Either Sherry taking her grocery shopping or, get her nails done or a pedicure or whatever because she had stopped driving. One Friday evening, we drove over just to check in on her, make sure she had gotten her dinner, etc. And we walked in the house and there was a really different smell. I didn't know what exactly it was. And Sherry and I scoured the house and finally we came through the kitchen and we realized the oven was just barely on. And we opened the oven door and there were Betty's slippers. You said,
"Mom, why are your slippers in the oven?"
My feet were cold.
And at that point,
Sherry and I each looked at each other, didn't say a word, and then Sherry said, "Mom, why don't you come home with us for the weekend? Let's go pack a bag."
So they went and packed a bag. And long story short, Betty lived with them for 7 years.
Our kids were in junior high and high school at the time. They were very involved in Betty's care, would take care of her. Betty loved it.
I mean, there were nights where my mom would, 3 o'clock in the morning, knock on Holly's door and say, Holly, get up, let's go play. And Holly'd say, "Grandma, I have to go to school." "Oh, you don't need to go to school, just get up." So there were a lot of really fun moments, and my mom always had to be busy. So if there were leaves in the driveway, she'd clean them all up, and then when she wasn't looking, Todd would throw them back out and make her do it all over again.
I never would do that.
Unfortunately, her memory loss continued to progress.
Although she knew we were loved ones and we took care of her, but she couldn't remember our names.
She was happiest when she was active and engaged.
One of our things we did almost every Sunday, we'd go to church and we'd go drive a couple of communities that had memory care as part of their offering.
Yet, after 7 years of searching, they came up empty.
They really didn't have great engagement programs. And we knew through what we had learned or what we were learning along the way, that's really what was important, was engagement. Sherry and I thought we could really do a great job of creating a hospitality-orientated, but also care-orientated, assisted living and memory care community.
It kind of made sense because while caring for Betty, Todd had this other thing he'd been doing.
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
A friend of mine had just gotten a franchise for Wendy's. Long story short, he called me and we chatted and he said, "I'd like you to join me as a partner and you run the operations and build the restaurants."
But that's not all.
During the mid-'80s, we ended up developing a hotel chain. Overall built about 61, I think, different restaurants and hotels over that 20-year period.
So with that as background, Todd and Sherry had a new purpose.
We had learned a lot from doing all our investigation over 7 years with Betty. So it wasn't like we didn't know about senior housing. We had studied it and really learned about it. And we made sure that we developed a really super assisted living program that really focused on brain fitness, physical fitness, nutrition, and then socialization.
Fast forward to today. Walk into any of the many communities and you'll immediately notice Todd and Sherry's experience and expertise in the hospitality business. But hang out for a while. Maybe talk to a few people. You'll immediately get a stronger sense of their experience with Betty. Warm, caring, and a real feeling of understanding. And even after so many years, whether it's in a hug, a delicious meal with friends, or just a walk down a hallway, you can feel that Betty is still here.
Oh, nice slippers.